Hey everybody, Matt, IronTrap Garage, and today we're going to start our quick little project we're going to do on this 32 two-door sedan that we found over the winter 3 miles from here in an old garage sitting since the early 80s. This car we've kind of touched on a little bit. We showed my nephew and I removing the old engine and everything out of it, and we're just going to do a kind of gentleman's mild hot rod out of it. So just putting a flathead V8 in it, and lowering it a little bit. We've already done the big and littles with the 18-inch 40 Ford style wheels in the back. Very, very mild. But what we want to do is upgrade a few things so that the car is a little more drivable than it would have been in its stock form. So number one, we're going to be putting a early V8 rear in it to kind of match the engine that we're going to put in it. So like a 37 to 40 rear we're going to put in this. I got it at the Mecum auction, and friend Trevor at the Eastwood store in Allsip went and picked that and some stuff up for me. So we have that back here. We're gonna Steve's gonna work on getting some brakes rebuilt on, and then we have a drop axle, of course, we're gonna put in it. So we have an old time, I think it's like a more drop axle that I have stashed away that we got in Buffalo with the 32.5 window in with all the parts. So we're gonna take that apart, clean it up, heat and bend the spindles. We're going to redo the brakes. Steve will do all that and get all painted. So we're going to be hopping on a plane to go to Oklahoma. So while we're away, Steve's going to work on some of the putting together and getting everything prepped. And then hopefully by the end of this, we're going to have a drop axle and an upgraded rear sitting underneath this thing, and it's rolling again. And we're ready to move to the next step. So let's get busy. Why we use the jump bearing. We're gonna have to change the bottle. How far it's going? All right, let's check it. Yeah, it's clear pretty far now. Keep going. Yeah, because now we're clearing all the way to there. Let's go a little more. I don't know. We're getting there. You want to get up? Are you able to get on there? I can... No, that's actually pretty good. Bring the zero up. Hey Evan, you stand back and just tell him if that looks... Yeah, we're trying to get the eyelet so it's like level again. We're good now. Not a lot, because there's roof a lot, isn't it? All right, so I got most of this all together. You guys saw in the last couple of shots. Will and my nephew and I worked together and heated and bent the spindles and got them all sitting. The tie rod's up on top now. Used my tapered reamer and got that all set up. I've been working on just trying to get this axle, all the pieces and problem solving done, so Steve can kind of do his thing with the brakes and all that stuff. So the kingpins are all good, everything's good. And what I was just sitting down writing a list of what parts I needed, and if you look back here, you can see, drop my wrench, this side is actually sitting low, it's sitting crooked. And if you look down the side here, this wishbone has a little bow to it in the center, like somebody put a jack the car in a wishbone, which bends the radius rod. And if you have unsplit bones, then this part here is crooked, and it's going to definitely cause some issues with alignment, and also could cause some death wobble or weird stuff going on with the suspension. With this yoke attaching both sides there, it's going to make things not right with the alignment and suspension geometry. So this is one I had sitting that was a good one. I never really looked at it. I just looked, it was nice paint, not all pitted. And I've had it sitting over in the corner for literally years. And put it on, and now I saw that it has an issue. So what we usually do in this instance is we just cut the yoke off. Then you can put this area in the press and press it straight. And it's pretty much fine, but they end up having to be used for split wishbones instead of using it on this. Because a lot of times what I found is this yoke also ends up getting bent right in this area before. I tried to straighten one in a video like a year or so ago. And what I ended up finding is I got that straight, but this was still tweaked. And I think this area here gets bent when it gets lifted up, and then really it's got a memory to it. It's hard to get it back. So that's going to be destined for split wishbones. So I'm going to pull this one here, or put this one here on that we've gotten recently. It's actually pretty straight. I laid it on the ground there. It looks good. So quick swap that out, and we are just about ready to start wire wheeling and cleaning, and Steve's going to work on rebuilding the brakes and all that stuff with the backing plates. Hopefully get this whole front end together so we can bring in the 32 two-door and get this swapped underneath.
What's up?
What's up? As expected, that was an hour and a half longer.
So I went over and looked at it. Like I rolled it back under the car and put the car down and hit record, and they just lifted the car up and rolled
That's
it
fine.
out.
Yeah. Even if it's not, it's a recreation. It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
I expected some.
Over to the driver's side.
Oh shit.
About another inch, hair more. All right, we're in the ballpark there. We can come down a little more.
Down more.
Yeah, just a hair, just to get it against the cross member. That's it. All right, it's got to go over towards you a little bit more there, just a little bit. All right, let's see where we are here. There it goes. All right, yep, now it's in. You can come down, see what happens. Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming.
That's the weight off almost.
Okay, well, here we are.
Is that?
Doesn't look centered. The rear looks like it needs to go that way. This tire's all the way in the fender here.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
I mean, if the square's in, it's
squares in, yeah.
All right, so we got the car lowered down, and it is sitting with all the weight on the new rear. We have a little bit longer of shackles on this just to help with dropping the suspension a little bit. We had to just jockey the rear around. The hard part is with no torque tube or anything in it yet, there's not really anything. We locate the little square nut that you see here in the cross member, but the rear with the longer shackles can actually be shifted left to right with nothing else locating it. So we had to jockey around a little bit. Steve laid under with a pry bar, and I let it up, and Mike stood back and looked, and we got it measuring pretty darn close. But now what we're finding, when you have wheels and tires that now fill up the wheel well, which I'm pretty happy over here. This is, just inside. But what I noticed is this fender, vertically at the top, is fairly straight up and down. This fender, when they repainted this car or did whatever, it's actually sucked in at the top, and it is at an angle which, from standing behind, you're seeing more of the tire, so it's deceiving. It looks like this wheel's sticking out further, but with the tape measure, everything's where it's supposed to be. So I think when they repainted this car and put the fender back on, the fender was actually, those holes are usually kind of oversized, and probably the fender is pushed all the way in on this side, and it was pulled on that side. So eventually, when we get a little further on this car, we're going to adjust this fender and get it pulled out so that it's level with the other one. But otherwise, rear's underneath. Steve's now working on, because we always run into this where the spring packs are a little smaller, these little pads. When you take some leaves out or run a different spring pack, you sometimes have to take weld pieces on this so that it actually touches the spring where it goes up inside. This is a normal thing. So Steve's gonna get this all ready. I'll weld some plate on so this bolts in. Then the rear will be fully bolted in, and then we can go and work on our front axle next, which is sitting here and all prepped and ready to go. Okay, that one's done. Do you have the ball undone already?
I got it loose.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I got one bolt holding it in. Just gotta take the bolts out and should be all good to go. Oh, I grabbed the loose slice. Of course I did. There we go.
Good.
I believe so.
You just gotta disconnect or roll that out
Yeah, as we go up,
Same.
I'll pull it out.
simultaneously.
Yep.
Alright, let's give it a try.
The ball's stuck on the thing. I'll get loose.
Oh, here, usually if you come up at a cross member, you just rock it and it'll
What?
come up out of the cross member and it'll come out.
There it goes.
Well, smarter, not harder, sir.
Yep. Come down a little. No, no, it's not stuck.
Just roll it forward.
Yep. All right, here we go.
Well, let's go up so we can roll it from out underneath.
Yep.
Way easier this way. Plus you can center it up.
Yeah. Yep. Place to start right there.
And should we, where's that jack stand? So you want to roll forward to get around that steering arm?
Yeah. I could just do that with it. It's cool. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, it doesn't have to go underneath anymore, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay. You think we need, is that enough or get down?
Actually, see, we can bolt up the ball there.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, do that first.
That might be enough. Oh, that's right, it sits on top there, yeah.
It's fine, well,
Yeah.
it's probably okay.
Hi, Moondoggy.
A little bit more, but another inch or so, and then I can see where we are. That's probably good, hold there.
Figured out what was up at that door. There's glass. Pieces of glass was still inside the door, and it fell out, so they just returned it because they heard glass inside. The door's totally fine.
Oh, hang on a second. The whole cross member's cracked. Go up again. I just looked up and saw that. Yeah, the whole cross member's cracked.
I've been here already. It smells new.
Unfortunately, it isn't going to be as simple as just throwing another axle in here. We have some crossmember damage there. It is pretty badly cracked. So we're going to have to figure out what we're doing with that and make some repairs.
Alright, so you guys saw in the last shot, we were trying to get this front axle in. What we found is that this has, as we kind of thought, this car hasn't been fully apart ever. It's definitely been repainted and maybe the body panel's off, but so chassis and suspension wise it is not. So what we found is the very typical early Ford front cross member gets cracked. So it has a crack. It goes all the way from the edge down there up across here, zigzags through all these holes. So I have it all V-grooved out really good, and I'm going to TIG weld all those cracks up, and they should be pretty good. We see a lot of these cross members have those repairs when you pull these cars apart, but a lot of times they're kind of just goober welds over top. So with the TIG welder, I'm going to be able to turn it up, get full penetration through everything, and then we'll, sand it all smooth and everything. But we should be able to get a good repair clean all this cross member up and maybe throw a little bit of paint on it before we put the clamps on. Then we can finally put the front suspension down under the car and get a rough idea what it's going to look like. So little side detour here on this project, as what happens with all old cars. All right, so a day later, we're back. So Steve cleaned everything up here, wire wheeled it. We put some rust encapsulator plus on there. He just brushed it on the frame. I lightly sanded the welds, but didn't go crazy. That's all getting covered anyways, and we didn't want to sand all our welds off. Also went ahead and cut a little bit of that like drip tray out of the cross member that is required when you put a later flathead V8 in there, so insert screens from Purus. But yeah, so we got that all cleaned up because that way we can't get to it.
That cross member was junk anyhow.
Yeah, it was all cracked anyways. Most guys would have junked it, so we saved it. So we're gonna set this back down on the suspension now. We're just about down until we found that crack, so we're gonna let it down and see how it sits.
All right, coming back down again.
That looks a little better. Made it in. Oh!
That's in.
Was in. Holy shit.
Whee!
Sorry about that.
No problem. Yeah, take all the weight off it. I think there might be still a little on the lid. There we go.
Yeah, it's in. Yeah, it's in now. It's centered. You must have just been catching the edge of the square bolt. That was exciting.
Yeah, it was a little exciting.
All right, we can already tell that we don't like it. There's like still a hand of gap in there. This had a really big spring pack on it when we took this axle apart, and it has a reverse side. It's a drop axle, and I questioned it from the beginning, but I mean, just me stepping on it. I mean, as far as I can compress it, we're not even getting, you know. So I'm sure the engine will drop it. Some.
It's not going to drop it that much.
It might drop it an inch.
Yeah.
You know, most. And we got that much. So we at least need to get a tiny bit of wheel gap.
Yeah.
So that way when it's down, it's, you know, similar to the rear, hopefully, where it's got just a little bit of tire gap. So we're going to lift this back up, take all the dead leaves out at the top, like we always do, but I was trying not to, so back up we go.
Yep.
Oh shoot, we gotta.
Oh, good. 4 and 5.
Yeah, let's see what that's like. Now we could have put that other spring in we had. That already had the block in it.
Right.
Although that would have put it on the top, so that doesn't help.
Yeah, that's
All right.
true. Yep.
So you want me to drop? We'll drop it down.
Oh yeah, we can just do it without pulling that out. I mean, without tightening it up. Yep.
We'll get it close and then.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep. Go ahead.
May just have to pry the axle. Ready?
Yeah, we're pretty close. Yep, right in.
It's looking better. I mean, it's still stiff. I think we can go more.
Yeah.
Well, I get step on it. Can you stand on the front?
Yep.
front axle, or the, yeah, I mean, it's, I think we still need to take, because with you on it, it dropped a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's gonna drop a lot more with an engine.
Right.
Because you're kind of taking the slop out of the suspension at that point.
Yeah.
Okay. Stand back off. Yeah, I mean, it probably goes down close to an inch when you're standing
Okay.
on it. Here, I'll stand up. There you go.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
But it's still, I think it could use a
It
little.
could look. Yeah, it still could. I mean, the sidewall still ain't near the fender.
I actually think that this is supposed to have a little shoulder on it because it catches. Just put it back.
Yep.
Or,
There we go.
we'll just make sure when we drop it, everything's.
Yeah. Hang on a second. Don't go down yet.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's straight. Go ahead. Oh. There.
Ready?
Yep. Going kind of another inch or so. Right, hold it mid straight a little bit. All right there. It's in there.
So look fairly straight left to right.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's centered in the hole.
Well, then it's, once you clamp everything up, it
Yeah.
can't really move side to side.
Yep. Yeah, it's centered in the hole.
That looks better, because now, probably when you step, I'll put it down.
Yeah.
Probably now when you,
Yeah, you can't see the top edge of the tire now. That's good.
yeah, so it's gonna, and with the being narrower like that, you'll still be able to turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, you'll clear the fender, no problem.
But yeah. Keep it out of the direct sunlight. All right, so we got the car rolled outside and it looks awesome. Really happy with how everything is kind of looking, and we might have heard us talking as we rolled it out. What I'm trying to kind of achieve is a similar attitude or stance as the red Skelly 34 had when we had that thing all dialed in. Big tire in the rear, not super low, and then nose down, with a drop axle in the front. And nice big and little look. It gives a really good rake when you have an unchopped two-door sedan, I think, in this era. It's just that attitude that I actually would almost prefer this thing, these cars unchopped just like this. So this is kind of the idea and the look we were going for, with the slightly wider rear in the back, like a 40 rear. That got the tires, the meaty tires, right out to the edge, gets the hubcaps in the back and the front just peeking out a little bit from the front view, sticking out. And overall, it just has that really cool, kind of aggressive hot rod look to it, which is what we're going for. But just small little changes in some of these cars really overall changes the whole look of the car. So yes, I know we didn't wash the car yet. People are going to yell, but the car is going to get dirty anyways as we're upgraded. So we got all this stuff done. We have parts coming in almost weekly for this thing to try and dial it in. I got a headlight bar back from Andy Kohler Custom. He dropped the headlight bar for me, the original one, and we have some old black paint guide 682C's headlights for this thing to put on, which will just match and look like it was on it forever. We're also working on getting the gas tank off in the next video, or next couple of videos, and working on either swapping the gas tank or cleaning that one. I'm not quite sure yet. And of course, we're going to get that engine that we have on the run stand, get that running, try and get that in. The biggest thing is get this thing to move under its own power. Like all of our cars, space is a problem here, so we need cars to move under their own power. It's very important. So that's all I have for this one. Let us know what you think of the ride height and the new setup here with the 32 two-door sedan. Thanks, guys. Catch you later.